Momentum Insure entered into a 3-year share value partnership with UNICEF to ensure the safety for children. This comes after an impassioned plea was made a while ago by UNICEF, where they called on business and other role players to lend a hand in changing the lives of the children for better by curbing the dire plight of children feeling unsafe and living in constant state of vulnerability. Now, for more on this, let's speak to UNICEF South Africa's Chief of Child Protection, Mayke Huijbregts, who joins us on Zoom. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome to Morning Live. Tell us more about the Safe Park initiative and what it is about.
Thank you so much, Lebo, for having me this morning. Good morning, everyone. So we are very thrilled to enter in this partnership, which is led by the Department of Social Development across the country with Momentum Insurance, to ensure that children from the most vulnerable households, child-headed households, youth-headed households, granny-headed households, have access to a safe place after school where they can come and have a meal, wash their hands, hang out with peers, talk to one another, and have help with homework support, and where they can learn all other skills and advice on digital skill building and sexual reproductive health and rights, and other topics pertaining to them. Mm-hmm. So, go ahead.
Mm. Sorry about that. Now, why is it important for children to have these spaces, and how does it relate to the UNICEF vision?
So it's very important because what we learned from several polls we did is that the situation of children is quite dire. 55% of young people, they claiming to suffer from anxiety, distress, fear as a result of the school closures, the lockdown, the loss of livelihood, the lack of hope for the future. So we need to create a space where they belong, where they have a sense of belonging, where they feel cared for, where they can hang out with their peers, and where they can talk to one another. A lot of people have been isolated socially, and it's important that we bring children together in a safe space where they can talk, hang out, chill, but also get professional support from child and youth care workers and other social workers in the areas of mental health, so they can talk about sex, drugs, gangsterism, issues that they are fearful of, but also create a pathway to their future.
And how will you measure the success of a project such as this?
The success you can measure by looking at a reduced rate of child labor, teenage pregnancies, the positive learning outcomes of children who participate in these programs. We have seen from the ECBND and now a RECIHA program that children who participate in these programs have better matric results. And over time, we monitor how many of these children go to TVET colleges, tertiary education, and, we measure their overall well-being in terms of health, education outcomes, and child protection. So we see that those children who become engaged in the safe parks don't engage with substance, with drugs, with gangs, etc. So it's very important for all of us to invest in that space.
Mm-hmm. And how can people or brands such as Momentum Insure get involved in this initiative?
So together with DSD, we developed an investment case to accelerate investments in prevention and early intervention services, and that is family strengthening parenting programs and safe parks. And they can invest in providing food to these parks, but especially through cash, create opportunities for children to have access to libraries, sports equipment, but also for them to invest in building nutrition gardens, allow children to learn filmmaking, paint murals, and have access to digital literacy skills, coding workshops, and ultimately, Lebo, for us to help young people develop a CV, create access to a network, and create mentorship programs from corporates down to people, as to allow children to create a pathway to their future with opening up doors, mentorship, job shadowing, CV writing. So we create hope and access to network that the children might not necessarily have by themselves. As for all of us to build this social compact with DSD, the corporate, and UNICEF to accelerate investment in the well-being of young people and bring them hope for the future by empowering them to resilient young persons.
All right, as you can see there on your screen, at the corner of your screen, is the funeral service of late veteran actor Patrick Shai. Those are live visuals coming out of the Soweto Theatre in Jabulani, where the body of Patrick Shai has just arrived. We will cross to Griselda Lewis for more. So if you're wondering where that is, that's in Soweto at the funeral service of Patrick Shai. But we are currently in conversation with Mayke Huijbregts, who is the UNICEF South Africa's Chief of Child Protection, and she's talking about safe parks for children, and we will continue to give you live visuals out of the Soweto Theatre. Mayke, just finally in wrapping, where are these parks and how do children access them?
So thank you so much. So there are 1,200 parks across the country. They are called drop-in centers or safe parks, and children can access them by I think they always know where the safe park is, but by liaising with the Department of Social Development or ask at school where is the safe park. And they're across the country. They are in the most remote areas mainly, and also in peri-urban areas and in urban areas. In the areas that are most vulnerable, so they are, and most marginalized, so they are in peri-urban communities, and many children can access them, but we have 172,000 now benefiting from this program. We really look at the minimum to reaching 1 million young persons to benefit from this program.
All right. Mayke, thank you so much for talking to us. Very great initiative this by the UNICEF South Africa's Chief of Child Protection, Mayke Huijbregts, and we've been talking about a partnership with Momentum Insure on the mental benefits of safe parks for children.